ADL is who went after Nick Cannon. That's who went after what's his name? Kyrie Irving. That's who tried to go after Candace. They went after the minister who we were just talking about. So, and their thing is, from what I just read it this morning, so it's fresh in my memory. They're saying we don't have a problem with the Black Americans claiming to be the biblical Israelites. We have an issue with them bashing us and that, and that's the name of their league. And Solo, I know you went to law, so you're familiar with the whole defamation stuff and all that. They're basically saying, don't defame us. Like, oh, claim your heritage, do your thing, but don't defame us. If you defame us, that's when they're gonna come at you. So I had to give you that disclaimer that before you go in. So now you could do what you want to do. At this point, I did my part. Go ahead.
Well, what I'm gonna say to that, sure, they could demonetize me and stuff like that, but it's like Charleston White said, you know, I'm self-made with what I made. And they're like, even if they do turn it off, I'm just gonna create another one. Because I did it before. They did it before. I'm just gonna create another one and then get monetized again and keep going. They're gonna have to just keep picking me. They're like, damn, this nigga don't got another one. Get his ass back here. Because Austin literally not too long ago got demonetized. And he created a new one and up and running quick. But not saying, obviously I'm not, trying to get that. It's I think it's just how you deliver it. More so. But at the same time, truth is truth. They can't be telling us to not tell the truth and then highlight how what you have been putting out there is a lie. I mean, it is what it is. It's a lie.
Is it? Well, let me, and just to make it, well, Solo, you have anything to add first before I chime in?
Well, you guys can continue.
All right, so Jamie, is it a lie or is it a simulation?
Okay, so I'm pretty sure. Hold on 1 second.
I subscribe to the. You ready? Well, okay. While you getting it together, I subscribe to the.
Y'all can go ahead. Go ahead
cool.
while I'm going because I gotta help my mama with something real fast.
All right, cool. So Solo is on us. I subscribe to the belief that they came across our information, they adopted the information, and remember I said this on a prior show. On a higher level, on a spiritual level, it's really the creator using them as a model to show us how we supposed to be living. Remember, due to our disobedience, we was put into captivity. We was put into punishment. All in and a few other people in the comment section. I need y'all to chime in along with me and Solo. So, Solo, that's my way of making sure your homeboy don't crash out and get demonetized just for, doing what we've already seen people from our community do. And these are high power people with money. Kyrie Irving, Nick Cannon is a multi-millionaire, and they humble him. You know what I'm saying? So and I'm proud of Jamie building his platform, and I don't want him to have to press the reset button, because I think us just claiming our heritage is enough. We don't necessarily have to defame them to stand up and say, hey, that's our heritage. We're the only human race group in the world that's been disconnected from our ancestry, and we're here to say that's our history. Oh, it's on you, Solo.
Well, I think you just saying that is enough, because what it is that they create their own interpretation on what they believe to be defamation, right? Like, I mean, I definitely think that there's some institutionalized racism when it comes to how they pick and choose what they consider to be defamatory. So, I mean, either way, it's no matter how nice you say it, it don't matter what you say or how you say it. If they feel as though you have said too much, or you have said something that would particularly link them to another line, that they consider that to be defamatory. I mean, I think that, with whatever, we're still sort of at their subjected to whatever it is that they believe. is defamatory. The defamation is the key defense to defamation is if the information is true. If it's true, then it's not defamation. Defamation is calling me saying something about me factually when it's not true to a third party, right? So if you say, hey, these people are converts, is that, are they, if you're saying that they don't come from, that their bloodline isn't from this particular son of Noah, is that, you know, is that defamatory, or can that be, is that true? I mean, it's just unfortunately we still are subjected to their rules, subjected to what they consider to be defamatory again. I think, you know, to me, I have just seen that particular league that you're talking about. I've just seen them be wishy-washy. I've seen them participate in being selective, on what they consider to be defamatory and what they consider to be okay. Because when that South African billionaire got on there and did that symbol, that hand gesture, that everybody was looking like, what is he doing? They said that he just made an awkward movement. And we all looking like, no, we all know that
We
movement. We
all
see
know
this.
that salute, right?
But they
we,
excused him. They said he just was awkward. He made an
right.
awkward movement.
That was
You
his
know what I
what they
mean?
call it.
But
Yeah, I'm
when
with you.
that basketball player, when
Uh,
he retweeted that movie, didn't even say nothing about the person who produced it, which was one of
di-
them.
right.
He
Didn't even
wasn't.
put a caption on it. Keep
Yeah,
going, Solo.
He wasn't being. He wasn't being anti them
That's a good
when he
point.
produced it and put it out on his platform. But the basketball player who has enough to probably convince enough
That's the key.
Black people to
Yes, that's the
look
key.
into this
That
and
part.
have this, have a million Black people looking in this movie like,
That part.
damn, that's,
That part, Solo.
that's where we're going to consider that to be, because the last thing we need is for a majority of Black Americans to be talking about we're the real people and we're going to start following what the Bible tells us to do, because that's what's supposed to trigger the rapture, what everybody been, the
Uh
rapture
huh.
was supposed to happen, last week.
Yeah, I heard about that. I heard about it. That was so
So
crazy.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So if you read the Bible, you know that the worst thing that can happen is for majority of or a lot of us to start following what God has put upon us. That's the worst
Uh,
thing that can happen. That's when things are supposed to start happening, and so they don't want that. They want us. They want to keep the status quo.
right.
So so I mean, I don't know if I just give them that type of credit.
No,
You know what I mean?
no,
Like I've
Solo.
just
Solo, you said a key word. You said a perfect word. And after I make this statement, I want to, as they say on TV shows, I want to pay some bills and read some of the comments so the people
okay,
don't
okay,
think we
okay.
ignore them. But you said the perfect word. You said convert. See, that term is perfect. When you say lie, so it's called the ADL, and they got a
Mm-hmm.
whole well, and this is the leading organization that goes after anybody who says something anti what they call anti-Semitic. And when you go and read up on all the groups they're labeling anti-Semitic, it's terms like liars. When they're saying these groups are calling us liars and they're calling us devils, that's when they get labeled as a hate group. But when you use the term like you just said convert, as you said in that link that Kyrie shared, they use that same term. So you spot on when it comes to that. Let me read a few comments real quick. Um, I'm gonna go back up to let me see. I'm gonna read like five and then I'll get back to the convo. All in, boom, boom, boom. All right, TK. I'm not a fan of any of those gentlemen, but I won't bash and we appreciate that, TK. The Marcus one. I didn't like when Jesse Jackson dropped out of the running for president in the 90s, though. There's a lot behind that. All in with Rainbow Coalition, been in shambles. They ran the value up of Costco stock. Solo spoke on that. Do you feel the Colin Powell was fair? I don't know that much about Colin Powell. I know who he is, but I didn't really research him that far. Them politicians come kiss babies, get the elders in church praise, and go on. That's true, all in. You know, I love the way you think. And I followed you back on X, so we connected now on X. DeMarcus, all in. What's good? That's you just shouting her out. I'm about to read a few more, then we getting back to the convo. TK, what's good? All right, boom, boom, boom. People actually slept on Colin Powell and Condoleezza Rice, and I believe that they would have happened. They would have happened ICE situation differently. I think you're right. My cousins visit often. I've been waiting to read this comment all in. My cousin visit often in Egypt and those countries, and they told my family we are real kings and queens. Welcome home. We are brown sugar. Those are actual facts. And if it's not a fact, it's the closest thing to it. Two more comments. UAN TV, which we trying to make the next big thing. That's what I'm trying to get my brother